or up to 8. And it's not just Mitt Romney who is lying.
Do you think the Obama bailout of the auto industry was a good idea sitting here today?
Didn't help Janesville. They shut our plant down. It didn't help Kenosha. I represent there. Shut down the Chrysler plant.
Really? Even though Paul Ryan voted for the automobile loan?
What I voted for was to prevent a worse bailout.
This dishonesty definitely counts as a lie. And so does this.
I live in Janesville, Wisconsin. We used to have a big General Motors plant. A lot of my high school buddies worked at that GM plant. That GM plant was shut down in 2009. I remember President Obama visiting it when he was first running, saying he'll keep that plant open. One more broken promise.
Now, here's the problem with this lie. The factory Ryan is talking about was closed under George W. Bush.
Good afternoon. I'm Eric Franke with this C3K to go update for Tuesday, June 3rd. Rising gas prices and a sluggish economy forcing the hand at General Motors. Topping our news today, the decision to close Janesville's GM plant.
So we're in double digits now. 10 lies in a week. What do you think? Can we make it 11?
You had asked for stimulus money for your district. Is that accurate?
No,
Is that report
accurate? I
accurate?
never asked for stimulus. I don't recall that. I haven't seen this report, so I really can't comment on it.
Getting tired yet? I never asked for stimulus money. This isn't just a lie. This is the height of hypocrisy. Listen to Paul Ryan talking about his stimulus vote in 2010.
I assume you voted against the stimulus, and I'm just curious if you accepted any monies in your district.
No, I'm not one who votes for something and then writes to the government to ask them to send us money. I did not request any stimulus money.
Ryan has successfully lobbied for federal stimulus funds since 2009. As recently as 5 months ago, Ryan was still securing federal funds for his district. Now, letters show Ryan's signature on requests for money to invest in green technology and alternative fuels. Now, we would applaud the congressman from Wisconsin for the use of good government programs if he wasn't always lying about how bad they are. Ryan should probably expect more reactions like the one he got today.
Who have epitomized what the American idea is all about.
Why did you lie about accepting stimulus?
Who have epitomized...
So what do we have here? Can you blame the guy for standing up? Because we've got now 11 lies in 1 week. 1 week, 11 lies. Now let me pull a mitt here and make this real easy for everybody to understand. That would be 11 lies and 0 lies from the Obama campaign. Romney and Ryan set a high bar for themselves when it comes to deceiving the American public, don't you think? You think they'll get into double figures again next week? Get your cell phones out.
Joining me now is Congresswoman Debbie Wasserman Schultz, chairwoman of the Democratic National Committee. Congresswoman, thank you for joining me tonight, and I hope you like my whiteboard.
Oh, Reverend Al, that was classic. Thank you so much.
So Mr. Romney keeps pointing his finger at the president for robbing Medicare. What do you say about that?
Well, that just blows the facts up when it comes to Mitt Romney's full embrace of the Ryan plan. I mean, he said as recently as last night in a local TV interview in Wisconsin that his Medicare plan is nearly identical to the Ryan plan. The Ryan plan, the first version of it, turns Medicare into a voucher program, ends the guarantee that Medicare provides now, shreds the health care safety net for seniors, and takes away the promise that we made more than 50 years ago to seniors in America that there was a floor through which we were not going to allow you to fall through so that you and your family would not have to face medical bankruptcy, which before Medicare, too many seniors did. We had to make sure that we took health care and keeping seniors healthy off the table so that they could make sure they weren't having to choose between medicine and meals. Mitt Romney and Paul Ryan turn Medicare into a voucher program, and then add insult to injury and repeal the Affordable Care Act, which takes away the preventative benefits that are available without a deductible or a copay, that actually open the donut hole again and increase prescription drug costs. So it actually cuts benefits for seniors, while President Obama enhances benefits for seniors.
And at the end of the day, Romney still doesn't seem to know if he backs Ryan's Medicare plan. He's all over the place. Listen to this.
Some people are saying you are making it a referendum on Paul Ryan's budget plan.
Well, I have my budget plan, as you know, that I've put out, and that's the budget plan that we're going to run on. I'm sure there are places that my budget is different than his, but we're on the same page, as I said before. I mean, there are some differences, but they're very similar. Paul Ryan and my plan for Medicare, I think, is the same. If not identical, it's probably close to identical.
You know, Congresswoman, maybe he's just scared to admit that he backs these proponents in Ryan's plan. It would make seniors pay $6,400 more for health care, gives millionaires $265,000 new tax cut. I mean, I could see why you want to be reluctant to say this, especially in your home state of Florida, which has a lot of seniors voting, and he needs that state in the general election.
Right. It's no surprise that Mitt Romney, while running for president, is doing everything he can to confuse seniors on where he really is on Medicare, because his plan guts Medicare. His plan ends Medicare as we know it. The plan he's embraced turns it into a voucher program, ends the guarantee, and actually the budget plan he's embraced and that he's offered increases taxes on the middle class to pay for tax cuts for millionaires and billionaires, and increases the premiums for seniors in Medicare to pay for those same tax breaks for millionaires and billionaires as well. The Obama plan, the one that's law, Obamacare, actually, in the last 2 years, has saved more than $4.1 billion in Medicare fraud. And prosecutions on Medicare fraud are up 75% since Obamacare became law. That's where that $716 billion in savings has gone, to make sure we crack down on waste, fraud, and abuse. And we saved almost $10 billion in Medicare fraud payments because of Obamacare in the last 3 years.
But Paul Ryan says today that he wants the conversation. He wants to have it. Listen.
The president was talking about Medicare yesterday. I'm excited about this. This is a debate we want to have. This is a debate we need to have. And this is a debate we're going to win.
It's a debate he wants to have. You're the chairperson of the Democratic National Committee. What do you say?
Okay, well, we're going to have it. And I really welcome Paul Ryan to come down to my home state of Florida here and talk to our seniors about his plan. And I sit on the Budget Committee, Reverend Al. I've had a front row seat to Paul Ryan's plans to end Medicare as we know it, to increase the premiums for seniors when you turn it into a voucher program by $6,300, to use the savings that he gets in ending Medicare as we know it, to pay for the tax breaks that he's proposed for millionaires and billionaires. That is not the direction that seniors want Medicare to go. Obamacare saved 8 years of solvency in Medicare, added 8 years of solvency in Medicare. The Romney-Ryan plan would actually either leave it right where it is or roll back the solvency of Medicare, and that's unacceptable. We need to work together. We need to shore up Medicare over the long term, but we don't need to cut benefits in Medicare, and we certainly don't need to turn it into a voucher program and end the Medicare guarantee, which is what Romney and Ryan both have proposed.
Well, in fact,
we'll see what happens during that debate.
But in fact, it seems as the Democrats are taking advantage of the GOP's embrace of this radical plan. Today, the Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee released its first ad of the general election season, targeting a Michigan congressman for his vote on the Ryan plan. Democrats are also launching automated phone calls that would highlight 50 Republicans voting for the Ryan plan. So it seems that if he wants a conversation, it's fitting into the strategy of your party.
Absolutely, because the Republicans in the Congress that voted for the Ryan plan voted to end Medicare as we know it, turn it into a voucher program, voted to repeal Obamacare 31 different times, which means that the wellness visit for seniors that Obamacare provides without a copay or deductible would be gone. The seniors that now save on their prescription drugs, and Reverend Al, in South Florida, I have stood behind so many seniors in line at drugstores who, when 5 or 6 prescriptions come to the counter, they have to leave 2 or 3 of them behind because they can't afford to take them all home because of that donut hole. Obamacare closes the donut hole. The Romney-Ryan plan would reopen it. The preventative care that's available to seniors would be gone, the one that makes sure that they don't have to pay a copay or a deductible. Essentially, the Obamacare plan changes our healthcare system to a wellness and prevention system to keep seniors healthy and catch illness early. And Romney and Ryan change it to a voucher plan so that they can pay for the tax breaks that they provide to millionaires and billionaires. There is a very stark contrast, and we don't just welcome this debate on the future of Medicare, we relish it.
All right. Any new information, my whiteboard is always available.